Hey YouTube, it's ShryphonX here. Today we're going to be talking about Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest chapters 183 to 187. Like and subscribe for more content. The Oracion Seis are back and better than ever. Let's dive into the review of Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest chapters 183 to 187. Chapter 183, titled Fairies vs. Flame, was released on April 16, 2025, and has 22 pages. The cover page features a modern Natsu with rings that spell fire on his left hand, reminiscent of his Idolos counterpart, Natsu Dragaion, wearing the goggles. Lucy Hartfilia, the narrator, provides a recap of the entire story so far. This bi-weekly sequel was first released on July 25, 2018, making it 7 years since its initial release. Fairy Tail sent a select group to the 100 Years Quest to seal the 5 dragon gods of the continent of Giltina. However, the fire dragon god Igneel dragonized everyone in the continent, reviving the other 4 dragon gods during the True Dragon King Festival. Another faction emerged, led by the Black Wizard Ferris, who claims to possess the power of acnologia. Her Oracion sects are demons from the Book of Ferris, including the deceased Zero. Despite this, the Oracion Seis handle their fakes, and previous chapters have established the evenly matched nature of both teams. Lucy managed to restore Mercphobia's sanity and reunite with Aquarius. However, she still feels uneasy. Gray and Windy seal Viernes and Celine, respectively. Celine joined forces with Fairy Tail again, while Natsu traveled to the Fire and Flame Castle, defeated Brian, and added the fiery Exceed Misfortune to their team. Urza attempted to pacify Alderaan herself, but faced off against Wed, who was revealed to be Ignia's son. Natsu's family tree once again became intricate. Bestia, the commander of Fire and Flame, transported Ferris to another dimension, stalling another threat. Ignia sensed something and took off, while Natsu initially pursued him. However, Misfortune had to trail him as she desired her old master to end the war. This all sounds like a condensed version of the Alvarez Empire arc, except that the third faction, Acnologia, is more intriguing, and the Oracion Seis have a lot more to do instead of taking a less. Lucy provided a 6-page summary, and the chapter began with Team A of Fairy Tail reuniting thanks to Celine's Aqua Era. The team reunited, with Urza surprised and happy glad to see Carla, who wondered if something had happened. That something was another cat to the cat harem of this sequel, apparently. Celine reported that 3 dragon gods, including herself, had been sealed, leaving Ignia and Alderaan. Lucy, Windy, and Gray were surprised to see Wed, mistaking him for Ignia due to their resemblance. Celine wasn't surprised by Wed's presence, knowing him as Ignia's son. Natsu believed that Wed was his child, which made him forget about uncles. He also forgot that he had visited Beta Heaven and met child versions of his former enemy nephews, August and the Book of Zerif called Larcade. Celine headed off to confront Alderaan, while Natsu, claiming the role of uncle, prepared to hit Wednesday. Urza declared that their battle had begun. Fairy Tail Team A, comprising 5 members, is joined by Fire and Flame's dragonized members. The battle commences with Lekka unleashing fire, make heat rain upon Fairy Tail, prompting Gray to shield the team with Ice Make Shield. 2 Maker wizards engage in a fierce battle. Meanwhile, the Signario sisters revel in their enhanced strength against Lucy and Windy, though they manage to land some blows on them. Natsu promptly eliminates Raj to pursue Wednesday. Oracion Seis vs. Oracion Sex returns. Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest Chapter 184, titled Furious Attacks from Darkness and Flames, was released on April 30th, 2025, and boasts 20 pages. The cover features Brian in his dragonized form. Fairy Tale gathers together, and Natsu unleashes Fire Dragon King's Destruction Fist. However, Luzu and Any form a ring of fire alchemy, holding hands to absorb Natsu's fire. Gray takes his turn, but Lekka's fire makes shield melts his attack. Meanwhile, distracted by the battle, Wendy and Lucy are struck by Luzu's alchemist fire, while her sister Any confronts Urza. As Gray attempts to evade Lekka's strikes, Raj appears behind him and delivers a powerful kick to the jaw, causing Gray to fall and Natsu to rage. This serves as an opening for Wed to swoop down and strike his uncle. Urza is impressed by the level of teamwork displayed by the group. Raj and Lekka explain that their enhanced connection stems from their dragonized state, which grants them dragon instincts and allows them to synchronize with their comrades' wills. Natsu acknowledges their similarities, attributing it to the strong bonds shared by Fairy Tale. Meanwhile, Selene arrives at Alderaan, which is significantly smaller compared to how much it has fed off humans for 400 years. On Alderaan, we witness Gaia defeating Richard Buchanan by burying him with Earth black magic, known as Love Annihilation. Eric expresses concern for Richard, but Blade reads Eric's thoughts, revealing that Eric will die next. Is this all hopeless? The 185th chapter of Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, titled The Seis Bond, was released on May 14, 2025. This chapter has 22 pages. The cover features Raja's dragonization. The chapter begins with another Lucy summary from the previous chapter, followed by Blade clarifying that he didn't hear Eric's thoughts but rather telepathically read them. Blade strikes Eric with 2 soundless blows of his slashing black magic, which Eric can't dodge. Demon attacks Serrano Agria with her magic card, Acid Rule. Serrano declares that an angel can't be defeated by a demon and summons angelic feathers, but they all melt instantly. Demon counters with Nightmare Melt. An angel laments her pathetic state, not wanting her sister Yukino to laugh at her. Despite being a celestial spirit mage, Serrano opens the Gate of the Chisel to summon her signature summon, the floating robotic sphere Selim. Selim fires a beam through Demon, but Demon melts even her own body with acid form, and then strikes down Angel with her demonic black magic. Zero notes that his former Oracion Seis have been defeated. Gate, mocking his foe's weaknesses, has already defeated Mirti, who acknowledges that her weakness is the reason behind her fighting. Mirti activates McGuilty's sense on Gate, revealing that any damage he inflicts on her will be redirected to him. However, Gate swiftly overrides this and opens the gate to the realm of the dead, summoning numerous undead to surround Mirti. Sawyer urges his team not to surrender, warning them of dire consequences if they do, as he faces off against Bird. Eric, hearing Sawyer's words, stands up, activating his Poison Dragon Slayer magic and shielding himself with it. He dares Blade to attack him. It appears that this declaration has wavered Blade, and Eric can now sense his hesitation. Can he hear the soundless blades of Blade next? How do the Oracion Seis utilize their freedom? The 186th chapter of Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, titled The Meaning of Freedom, was released on May 28, 2025. This chapter comprises 20 pages. The cover features Lekka's dragonized form. Eric explains that dragon poison corrodes all matter, including Blade's sword and his soundless strikes. Despite this, Blade asserts that even a molten blade can still cut, and he stabs through Cobra, providing the perfect opportunity for Eric to use poison to coil Blade like a snake in the form of Poison Dragon Jaw. Eric expresses remorse, acknowledging that unlike Natsu, he takes the lives of his foes. As he turns to dust, Eric claims that death merely returns them to Ferris and transforms him back into his book form. As Bird battles Sawyer, Sawyer recalls how Brain once regarded the Oracion Seis as his children. While Cobra emerged victorious, 3 members of the Oracion Seis, Richard, Serana, and Myrti have fallen. Sawyer recounts Myrti's reorganization of the Oracion Seis. She contacted each member with McGilty's sense, sensing Zero's magic in Giltina. Myrti intends to venture to the northern continent and seeks volunteers. Serana remains indifferent, especially since she resides with her sister Yukino. Richard points out that they now possess their freedom, and Sawyer notes Myrti's lack of connection to Zero. However, Myrti brings up the similarity between Altair and her mother, emphasizing that this situation involves her. Consequently, the Oracion Seis must settle the matter of Zero. Sawyer refuses, asserting that he has reached his limit in fighting. Macbeth questions their true freedom, as Jalal and Myrti still fight as members of Crime Sorcière and collaborate with Fairy Tail. Macbeth and Sawyer believe that freedom's essence lies in the determination to persist in fighting, as evident in Sawyer's bite on Bird. As he informs Bird of their mission to stop individuals who identify as Oracion, Sawyer activates Sonic Heaven to decapitate Bird. Now, it's Macbeth's turn. Fairy Tail B Team has returned. Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest Chapter 187, titled Shining Salvation in a Pinch, was released on June 11, 2025. This chapter comprises 22 pages and features a cover that depicts the status of the Oracion versus Oracion match. The demonic Oracion Seis currently holds a 2-3 advantage, while the outcome of the Midnight versus Zero match remains uncertain. While Macbeth believes Zero is a ghost obsessed with Oracion, Zero asserts that he cares nothing and solely desires to destroy Fairy Tail for killing him. Macbeth unleashes Spiral Pain, but it proves ineffective. Zero counters with Dark Rondo, reminding Macbeth that he is the one who taught him to wield magic. Macbeth also reveals that he intends to teach Zero something, that magic encompasses more than what one can achieve. Enchanting his fist with dark magic, Macbeth unleashes Dark Rondo enchantment, imitating Natsu, the one who defeated Zero. Claiming that Macbeth lacks understanding of darkness, Zero unleashes his ultimate move, Genesis Zero, summoning dead spirits. Having comprehended Zero's magic throughout his life, Macbeth activates his Completion Infinity magic, a form of purification magic that erases anything with black and darkness magic types. This appears to affect Zero, as he is a dark magic user within the area of purification that Macbeth has cast. Before Zero can return to the realm of the dead, accompanied by the summoned spirits, he switches to his brain personality to utilize Archive as a counter to Macbeth's spell. Brain employs Jutsu Shiki to connect Completion Infinity to the runes of the Square of Self-Destruction, and then switches back to Zero. Zero throws Macbeth down with Dark Gravity. At this point, the Books of Ferris hold a 2-4 advantage. However, Gate mourns the loss of two comrades. Before Gate can fully drag Myrti to the realm of the dead, she manages to fight back and cling to life. Suddenly, water erupts and washes away the dead from Myrti. Juvia enters the scene, holding Myrti. She has joined the rest of Fairy Tail Team B. With Richard rescued, Elfman confronts Gaia. With Sorano rescued, Mira Jane faces Demon. Meanwhile, Zero reveals that he is solely focused on Fairy Tail and has eliminated Macbeth as an obstacle. A voice calls out, demanding to know what it was about Fairy Tail that piqued Zero's interest. Now, Gajeel steps forward. Zero recognizes Gajeel from his Phantom Lord days, but is astonished to discover that he has become a member of Fairy Tail. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more content. ShryphonX out.